Because like in the female business world, I'm big on informational interviews, right? See somebody you like, ask them to go to coffee, see what it's really like, talk to them. Most of the time, if you get us in a one-on-one non-competitive situation, like we're great and we will offer you the world. It's just that first step of intimidating, like asking them, right? So that in the business world, I was talking with my colleague, I don't know if you know Cynthia Lopez. She's an immigration attorney.
I think she's the owner of Johnny Cash Bar, actually.
Yes!
I've done my research on half of El Paso, by the way.
Cynthia is amazing. So we were actually just having this conversation Friday about what we want to do is what's lacking here, I think, for young women like high schoolers, early college, law school, is having that women's mentorship and having like teaching them things about being a woman in business that they don't teach you in school and they don't teach you in high school and they don't, and giving them those skills and that mindset that may get them out of some pretty sticky situations when they're young women, because there are so many stories, and I'm not saying this is a bad thing. It's a lifestyle choice, but like they got pregnant or they decided to drop out of school for a guy or they moved somewhere for a guy, guilty as charged, right? Like, and so to provide that role model. So Cynthia and I are thinking about putting a program together where it's a 3-step program. It's the first 4 weeks are classes. And we have women throughout El Paso teach like a subject, like, learning about financials, and one of them's social media and one of them's, like whatever, right? And then we do a week of shadowing where they go in and they shadow one of these business owners or whatever. And then the last week is like a placement. So it's like a little internship, right? And then doing like a pitch competition at the end. So they get to go like through this whole scenario where they learn and then they experience, and that for young women. So it doesn't have to be that opportunity, but providing those opportunities for a younger girl to speak with someone who has gotten through has some life experience that's not a family member. Yeah. I think that's key.
Wow. In my brain, as you're saying this, I'm so glad we're having this conversation, because that's my thing. My take on this podcast now is not only like to highlight popular people or people successful business owners. I want someone thinking outside themselves, making an impact. Mm-hmm. And when I see what you're doing, how you're doing, like definitely now that you're sharing this, because I wasn't aware of this, like, yes, that's what we need. And if we boil it down to what it is showing people, women in this case, a different perspective that they're not finding at home or in their surroundings. And that's it. Once you have that, well, hopefully you're able to grasp a lot of great things from there, but understand that so much things going on outside of your world.
Right.
Wow. Any plans, any time of when this is happening? Is this just something that just started?
This was one of my ideas that just pops into my head.
This is a great one, though, by the way. Hopefully you wrote on the time so you can go back.
I didn't. Okay. I don't. Maybe my most brilliant time is like 2 a.m. Who knows? But yeah, so we're thinking of getting this together by this summer. So Cynthia's in Puerto Vallarta because she's celebrating her 10-year business anniversary. So go Cyn. But we have another, Jordan Hartshorn, who's another female lawyer. She does family law and a little bit of criminal. She's on board too. And we actually have 1 or 2 interns already picked out, but we haven't put together like the curriculum piece, and we haven't sort of advertised to the high schools and things like that. So we're putting that together. I hope it can be in place by June, maybe like a small cohort of girls. But yeah, it's another way to give back and show like just positive female role models. And like there is literally, I mean, there's probably some things, but a lot of things that girls are going through, I've gone through, I know somebody who's gone through, or it's just I'm empathetic to, right? Like we all share a lot of the same problems, and we don't realize that. We don't realize how many things attract us and how many similarities we have. We just focus on the differences sometimes. Like I could never, I'm a high school junior and I come from whatever background and she's a lawyer and whatever. Like they don't see all the struggles and all the craziness that happened in between her when I was a young girl as well.
Yeah, that is so true.